Hey boys and girls, traders from around the world, legends and legendettes. It's your boy Jeremy Alexander Newsome with realLifeTrading.com. I hope everyone's doing tremendous. This is the SPY, a little bit of a lower shadow today. Here's the hourly chart, and there is a few traders keeping some really close eyes on some potential bearish moves today on the SPY. It looked a little bit weak, but I still don't think we're going to get that 5 to 10% sell-off that everyone's expecting. Just a small bit of a resting day. Obviously, we all know and looked forward to exactly this occurring because this can't last forever. It needs some type of consolidation, rest, sideways choppiness, and then potentially continuation higher into February and March, which would make a lot of sense. So right now, SPY is waiting. It's doing its thing. Here's the Qs, and the Qs actually continuing higher, making a nice little lower shadow. A lot of tech stocks gapping this week on earnings. We will see how they transpire and how they move the Qs. So that'll be interesting to figure out. But the trend, again, if it's your friends, it looks pretty bullish. Didn't get that many requests for this particular session, so just kind of created my own watch list. Square, ticker symbol SQ, crushing it. Woo! Square. Oh, jolly gee whiz. Beautiful resistance right here, right? You got that from that wick of that candle, from the high of this bearish candle. This was, of course, a retest gap, and of course, we retested yesterday. Nice dip buying opportunity, beautiful move. I like it. So, Square, you had the open of this ginormous bearish candle. The high open of this candle is 47.21, and we traded right to that resistance as a fantastic spot, a little bit of a slowdown, so you got a nice little upper shadow on Square. Where do I see it going from here? Probably retesting this retest gap, because that's what happened today. Let it consolidate, trade a little bit, test those moving averages, and then continue. We obviously should not take out the low of yesterday's candle or this bullish candle anytime soon. So Square, for those who sold some puts, Victor, congrats. I think she'll continue up a little bit higher. AMD with a beautiful bullish gap and go. What was exciting about this is you could really see the sentiment post-market. And I mentioned this one yesterday in Merchant Monday. For anyone who subscribed to the afternoon swing trading room, you had a really quick sell-off on AMD, and then the buyers came in and just overtook it and then just slowly started creeping higher. Here is your pre-market resistance right there. Broke above the pre-market resistance, retested like a gem. I mean, let me zoom in on this one, folks, because this was real simple. Let me zoom into this guy really quick. So we got the moving averages up. You could use them or not use them, doesn't really matter. Here's the resistance, that pre-market resistance right there, right? You got a high wave candle in the first 5 minutes. You closed above it in the second 5 minutes, and there's your retest right there with a stop probably below the low of the first 5 minute candle. And then AMD just slowly grinded higher. So if you got a chance to play AMD, congrats. A few real life traders are in AMD. My buddy Ricky, Mike Oldfield, Adriano, Ash, Johnny, a few other traders doing well on AMD. Nice bullish gap. Drake's got a put sale for next Friday. AMD's doing its thing. Next on the list is Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. And for those who subscribe to the weekly options newsletter, we set this trade up yesterday. This was a phenomenal trade right down to the 100 simple on MU. An incredible spot to buy it. Why would you buy right there? Well, that's the exact same price that someone bought there, someone bought there, someone bought there. 4 times in a row, same exact price. They made money 3 other times. Why not try it a 4th time? So we got in, triggered in. Some traders got triggered in and some didn't. It was more majority that got triggered in than did not. Some traders said they had it set up on different accounts and one filled and the other didn't. But the low of the day on the option was 235, and we had a stop limit entry of 235. So the majority of traders in the weekly options newsletter got filled on MU. And again, if you'd set up in a different way, maybe you took a stock trade or did a bull put spread or something, that's fine. Got a put sale down here at 38. Brad's got one expiring on Friday. MU, beautiful bullish gap and go off of the 100. Look for that one to continue. BABA, earnings on deck around the corner. Alibaba made a new all-time high today. My guess is it probably gaps up and then trades down as a retest gap, or it could gap into this old resistance, new support, and then continue higher. The only way I see Bob bearish is a potential open below the low of this candle, January 2nd, 2018. Unless we open down below there, I don't see Bob being specifically bearish. In fact, I think it will gap up on earnings, and you probably want to have a little bit of exposure in this one bullish because it is breaking out gorgeously. Next on the list is Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines, my good buddy Thomas Wong out there in LA had a put sale at 57. That is a Morningstar reversal, my friends. Asha with some June calls, buying into that weakness. Check this out. I mean, this pattern really was quite delicious. Here's the weekly on Southwest Airlines, and you had this ginormous double bottom pattern, boom, 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 neckline right about there, and that's exactly where we pulled back to. Doesn't mean we're going to continue higher, it just means if we do, that would probably be where. And let me pull up a chart on Southwest because I'm semi-sure about a month and a half ago, that was the plan that Mr. Squiggles came up with. Let me pull up Southwest. Give me just a second. Going a little on the slow side. Do I have anything rendering in the background? No, I don't think so. So LUV. Here we go. Yep, December 13th, 2017. So the plan was, thoughts from Southwest Airlines, nice double bottom on the weekly. Airlines might break out in 2018. I think that's a strong signal that it probably will. A lot of the airlines I'd be keeping an eye on for a little bit of a bullish continuation. But here is the analysis. And although it didn't do exactly that, because it did go a little bit higher, let me press this play button. Went a little bit higher before retracing. It did retrace that exact same price, and now we're getting the bounce. So will it continue from here? We shall see, but that is some splendid analysis. Facebook, woo, gonna be interesting on this one. So Facebook right now gapping down, but small. 4.5% at 178. Here's the daily charts, and 178 is about the 100 simple. The challenging part is I think this is going to open and probably get bought up, but again, we will see. We're kind of getting some buying right now. If this does what AMD did, which again, I don't know that it will, but we'll see tomorrow morning. If it gets bought up and opens above the high of today's candle, Facebook will likely continue higher. But my thoughts were if it gaps down, it gets faded, or if it gaps up, it gets faded. We shall see. A lot of traders with some put sales. The good news is, as of right now, it's down pre-market, but nothing drastic. A little bit, but just hanging out okay. Did have a request for this one, which is Shutterfly. Shutterfly up 27% today. Woo! Huge. Here's the weekly chart, and you're getting a massive breakout on Shutterfly. So this is a big deal. Big, big, big deal. Huge gap, huge breakout. So since it is a retest gap, the easiest thing to do on this one is find the support and resistance and then just look to kind of hop in some. You got a support resistance right about here, and you got a support resistance right about here. Back over to the daily chart, gnarly white candle, huge move. Everyone's going to come home from their office suites and determine that they're up big on Shutterfly for those who haven't. And it's just going to slowly retest and then kind of start bouncing eventually, I would imagine. Probably keep an eye out on Shutterfly for some bearish trades tomorrow maybe, as there likely will be some selling coming in, but long term this is a breakout with good volume. How big will the pullback be? I wish I knew for sure. There likely will be one though, and then after about a month or two of consolidation, she could go higher. Look for Shutterfly to retest. Then you got two others on the list. Here's Boeing. Boeing with a strong bullish gap. It was a bullish gap and go, but the reason I did not personally play this one today, even though we were looking at it very closely in the morning room 2-day trade, is this monthly chart. Just looking at the trend, this is not a Bitcoin chart, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boeing. That line will not stay that vertical for very long. So on Boeing, I just couldn't make myself buy up here. I really thought about it, set up a trade, didn't trigger. Once it didn't trigger, I just kind of left it alone. So yes, this is a bullish gap and go, but there is some weakness up here. If it takes out the low of Boeing, I would imagine it slowly creeping just a little bit lower, mostly based on the overall strength, the exuberant and extended price action of that trend. And here's Apple, AAPL. Apple, as you all know, earnings are right around the corner. A lot of traders figuring out this is a dip buying opportunity, more than likely. Here is the old resistance, new support, right about there, right about there, and right about there. It's some good volume coming in. So yeah, this is a good buying opportunity on Apple. My thought is, it's probably going to gap up on earnings into this resistance and trade down. That makes the most sense. If Apple gaps above 180, it is gone with the wind. And the only way I could see Apple being really bearish is if it just barely gaps down and opens about 164 on moderate, $60 billion earnings. Probably trade down into the 200, maybe get down to 155, but then from there we'll probably bounce. If Apple gaps down too far, like into the 156, 155 area, yeah, I think longer term that would be a buying opportunity, in my opinion. So that's kind of my thoughts on Apple. But that's the stocks that you guys requested. Well, some of them. Anyway, thanks so much for being a part of Real Life Trading. Thanks for watching your Wednesday Real Life Stock Review, and I'll be back Friday with some of your requests. Until then, love life, and trade it. Bye.